just kidding about all that. His name is Damian Jones. He did speak here actually earlier, and it was just as riveting. His talk is called "Weaving the We, Relating to the World as Your Outer Body." He's a transformational junkie. He's going to be engaging with the outer body paradigm, discussing ways to focus more on how to contribute to your personal outer body, rather than always being so excessively focused on the inner body's needs. Let's give it up.
Right, so I'm really happy to be back up here. I gave my first public lecture on this topic on Thursday, and just the reception was astounding. So I'm really happy that you're all here. And what I have to share with you is something that I've been working with for about the last 3 years. I just kind of stumbled upon it, and made me curious, and I've been kind of working with it, engaging with it, and it has transformed every aspect of my life. And I think it's the most profound and simple way to learn to engage with the world as yourself, which is to consider that the world is your outer body. Okay, so here's how it happened for me. Let me kind of unfurl the story for you. All right, bring it. So about three and a half years ago, I was hanging out with some friends, and this woman was talking about an out-of-body experience that she had, right? She floated out of her body and saw all this great stuff. But she kept saying my outer body experience instead of my out-of-body experience, right? So I started thinking about that. I'm like, wow, okay, well, what if I had an outer body? Let's see, what would that be? Well, then I'd have to have an inner body if I had an outer body. So, okay, that's from the skin in. Everything inside my skin, that's my inner body, right? So what I normally relate to is me, a part of the universe that I have direct control and experience over, right? So that's my inner body, and then everything outside my skin, that's not me, right? Isn't that the common experience that we all share, the basic experience of individuality and individuation? Like, I end here and not me begins here. So by that definition then, everything outside my skin would be my outer body. So the rest of the universe, everything that exists out there, including you all, and it turns out especially you, including you all. You're the most important part, okay? So that was the first idea. It's like, okay, if I had an outer body, it would have to be everything, all-inclusive. Mahatma Gandhi to Adolf Hitler, the whole shebang, the dark and the light. So the second thought was, okay, if that's my outer body then that must be my body also, so that must be me as well. So, and I've been inquiring into that, and there's just so much validation for that viewpoint. If my outer body disappeared, I would cease to exist. Everything I need to survive and live and thrive in life comes to me through my outer body. In fact, I never would have become an I in the first place if it weren't for my outer body teaching me language and how to relate to people and how to be human and all this. In fact, everything that I want in life, all my desires, all the things I want to create, all the visions, everything that I want to be and do, like, comes to me through my relationship with my outer body. So that's like the key relationship in my life, like, is nurturing that. And our degree of satisfaction and fulfillment in life is pretty much determined by that, by how effective we are at relating with the world in a way that it gives us what we want, right? So that was the second thought, and the third thought was the real kicker, which is, okay, well then if that's my body, if that's me, what if I start taking care of it a little more? What if I start taking just a little bit of attention that I would put on myself and on my needs, and start putting it out here and taking care of, like, the world, nurturing it, loving it, holding it, helping it, healing it, making it happy, just whatever I can do, just little bits here. So it's been 3 years, and it started with just smiling more at people, honestly. And it started with listening more to people and really giving them my attention. And then it came to, well, I'll get to that story in a minute, but the notion was, okay, if I start to put a little bit of attention outwards on this instead of so much on this, I kind of think that might serve my inner body's needs far more profoundly than had I put that attention on myself. So focusing out here is actually an investment in myself, because I'm building my relationship with what gives me what I want, what gives me what I need. And I gotta tell you, this has unfolded in the most incredible ways. My life has transformed in the last 3 years so profoundly. I feel a much deeper, more intimate connection with people all the time. My artwork is, I was an engineer for 15 years, and I've got a sculpture over there. You can see the arms sticking up, the big white piece with a quartz crystal sphere in the center of it. And go take a look at the sphere when you got a chance. It's beautiful. So when I created that piece, I was an engineer for 15 years. I've just stumbled my way into art, and it's been extraordinary. But I held that quartz piece in my lap, and I was like, you tell me what you want to be held by, while I designed the sculpture in the computer. And that's what it told me, apparently, and that's what I put it in. So the title of it came to me shortly out, about a couple months after I finished it, which is Arising Intention. Right? And then the meaning of the piece came a little later, which is that as we focus on our intentions through life and clarify them and crystallize them and devote ourselves to them, they're carried aloft out into life through us, through the energies of life channeled through our being, which shape us in the process into the beings we become, into the people we actually end up being, is determined by what we devote ourselves to, by what we focus on through time, right? So, but we must first encompass our darkness, all the things that we've done and have been done to us, and hold them in our bellies as grounding anchors. It gives our souls depth and rootedness, right? Because only then can we truly arise to our true human form. So that is and you know, I could go on and on about the results that I've had personally from dwelling in this. And it's really led to an experience of being more connected with the world, which has been, you know, I was a geek with like 4 friends in high school. I did not know how to be social. I was like really seriously socially arrested development. I was all up here all the time. But what I've learned in the journey back to connection is a way, I feel, for all of us to connect, right? So what if you started to nurture your relationship with your outer body as you would a lover? As you would a lover, making love to the world. What you'll find is that it loves you back tenfold. And it's sustainable, it's holistic, and it absolutely fucking works. You gotta be patient and devote yourself to it. But if you start to work with this, what you'll notice over time will be utterly profound. So who would like to get a little taste of what I'm talking about? Like, of actually experiencing a sense of this? Who would like to actually have an experience of this? So stand up. Yeah, all of you, actually, if you could all stand up, because we had 40 people doing this on Thursday, and I had 3 people tell me it was one of the most transformative experiences of their lives. So it's really fun. It's a little awkward at first, but so find someone who's about your height. About the same height. Doesn't have to be exact, but about the same height. All right? So one of the key aspects that I've discovered that I've been working with in our experience of feeling whole and complete in the world is whether we feel held by the universe, right? Whether we feel held. If we feel held, if we feel like the world's got our back, and then we're all good. We can handle whatever comes to us, right? When we don't, which happens at times, it's like we're searching for something, and there's something we need to complete, and it's not. So the experience of being held is really key, and this is one of the things I've been working on, is giving other people the experience of being held. And what I've, in my attention, physically, however it works out, and what I've found is that it then gives me the experience of being held over and over again. So it's a profound way to connect, okay? So what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna invite you to do, is to take turns holding each other. So normally we give each other a hug, and it's a mutual thing. We're both like, yeah, hey, what's up? This time you're gonna take turns, just for a minute each. And take the opportunity just to hold someone. And also for the other person, take the opportunity to be held. And feel what that's like. You just let it all go and just be supported and held. Yeah, there's nothing sexual about this. It's a way to get intimate contact with another person that's in a very sacred way. Because this is a really sacred act you're doing here, okay? So everybody, if you got a hat on or glasses, take them off. And then just kind of come face to face with each other. Thank you guys for all engaging with this. Like, I'm really happy to be taking you here. So now lean in. Well, introduce yourselves if you haven't met. Okay. So now lean into each other. Gaze into each other's left eye for a minute. So everybody just gaze into each other's left eye. Okay. And now slowly lean forward and touch foreheads and let your eyes close. And now just take 3 breaths together. Breathe in each other's essence. Just like let yourself breathe together. Just nice, slow breaths. And now the people on the side of the sun, you're going to be receiving. And the people facing the sun, why don't you go ahead, keep your eyes closed, and just reach around and just hold this person. Just wrap your arms around and find a comfortable way to have them feel supported. Give them support. Wrap your arms around their lower back if you can. Like, just let yourself embrace them and hold them. And you don't have to move. Just be still. And let yourself breathe and feel what it's like to be held in someone else's attention. And to just receive that. And just let that relax. Just feel the stillness of the space that you're sharing together. It's like the rest of the world disappears for a minute. So now take 3 more breaths together and go ahead and lean backwards and slowly open your eyes. Okay, so don't talk too much yet. Keep it silent. Stay in the stillness. So now look into each other's left eye again. Gaze in there. Now lean forward again and touch foreheads. Just breathe together. And now the person on the sunny side, reach around and just hold this person. Just hold this being. Give them support. In whatever way feels most natural. Just let yourself feel what it's like to hold someone. Just to be there for another human being. What it feels like to be held. Just surrender for a minute and just let it all go. The universe has your back. So now take 3 deep breaths again together. And then slowly lean back and open your eyes. And then go ahead and tell each other how that was. Like anything you want to share with each other about what that was like for you.
No, it's
Alright, so now everyone, I'd just come to silence again for a minute. Just come to silence and just stand by yourself. And just close your eyes for a minute and breathe in the experience right now. Just breathe it into you and feel it just permeating through your cells. So you can keep this, like embed this in your cellular memory. And call this forth whenever you need it. Whenever someone else might need it. And just find simple ways to share this with the world. people more, being more, choosing for the whatever will serve the greatest good instead of just for our personal good. Include that as well, of course. But the more you focus outwards, the more you give to your outer body, the more it will give back to you. So when you can hold people and just with your eyes, with your attention, with your heart, just as you go through the rest of Burning Man, just keep remembering this feeling, this experience, and keep reliving it, letting it course through your system more and more until this is mostly what you know, and mostly what we know. So this is truly the gift that keeps giving. So I want to thank you so much for your attention and your willingness to participate. And we've just got a few minutes left. So I would love any feedback or any questions that you guys might have. It's a traditional Maori greeting to touch foreheads and to breathe together. That's where I cribbed it from them, actually. I should give them credit. It's a New Zealand Islanders, where that comes from. So, and share that with people too, just touching foreheads. If ever anyone's in trouble or they're worried or they're anxious or they're scared or something's going on for them, just say, hey, you can hear them just breathe with me for a minute and getting 3 breaths together, boom, it just drops people right in. And the thing is, the more you start to engage with this, it becomes an act of devotion. And that's what the world is really missing. We don't have any devotional acts of connection. We used to when we lived in cultures that had regular, things and practices they did together, like Bali and India and Thailand still do, which is why they're such wonderful places. So, but it's up to us to reweave ourselves into a we. So there'll be a Facebook group up called Weaving the We, and it's learning to weave our individual threads to create a more glorious tapestry together. And to know ourselves as the tapestry as well as the thread. To know that we're held by the tapestry and an integral part of it. And to experience that. That is the future of our species, I believe. We've done the I trip for a long time. We've become experts at being individuals. And now we can learn to hone our talents and our amazing creativity towards reconnecting and learning to collaborate. I feel like we've kind of figured out how the universe works at this point on a physical, scientific level. There's more to learn, but in effect, we've become masters of reality. Master doesn't know everything, but like collectively, we've figured this out. And life created us to go figure itself out. To the point where it has now sent itself to the moon and brought itself back, and it can now genetically modify its own shit. But it's got to call back all its foot soldiers back home, like this place is. This is the experience we have here of being connected, being collective, of being a we, right? It's one of the main reasons this is my 13th year. It's my first year back in 3, and like to be able to bring my art here has just been tremendous. So this is a really great way to bring this out into the world, to create this home for yourself and for all of us out in the world. Because here's the thing, non-duality, like I'm throwing out some big words here, but this is non-duality for dummies. Okay, this is a way to actively start to engage with that which you relate to as not yourself, as yourself, and it bridges the dualistic divide. And it's something that you can explain to people in Kansas who've never heard of Buddhism or any of this, right? That you can start to engage with. So I'm really hoping that this catches fire, and like from your response, like this is the second time I've given this lecture. And from you, I'm just so grateful for your response and your attention. And I'm going to be taking this out in the world. So find me on Facebook at Weaving the We. My name is Damian Jones. I have cards here as well if you'd like one. And I think we've about out of time now, so we're going to wrap it up. Is there anything anyone would like to say to this burning? Thank you. I love you guys very much.
Again, this is Occupy the Imaginations, the speaker series. We've been running all week here. We'll be at the main stage. That is the sound stage. It's not the main stage. Don't make that mistake. It's the sound stage. We'll be over at the sound stage between 4 and 5 today doing a long form talk. And then we'll be here all day tomorrow between 1 and 3 and 4 and 5 over at the sound stage again. There's still spots open for talks. If anybody has anything they feel like anybody needs to hear, please write me up some sort of proposal and get that to me somehow. It's the last day of Burning Man. I'm not expecting much at this point from anybody, especially myself. I'm going to give it over to this man over here. He runs the spoken word through the rest of the day. He's going to take off the lab coat and continue to just be fantastic and amazing. You guys were great. Thank you all so much for showing up and listening to all of us talk. Give yourselves a big round of applause.
Thank you, Screwbag. Hey everyone, I'm Sensei. Well, my name is Rasul Reza Abdel Khaliki bin Gonzaga Nimatulahi Abu Kiran, but you can call me Sensei, that's fine. Speaking of that, I gotta do my, well, first off I gotta check, is Naima here? Naima Lightseed, are you in the place? She's our next featured performer. So we might actually have, hold on, where's my clock? Okay, Naima, you're not here. But, however, I happen to know